Today, the AP exam scores have come out. I'm not sure whether I should be nervous or excited. I took 4 exams: AP Chemistry, AP Psychology, AP US History, and I self-studied AP Environmental Science. I'll start off with my predictions for each one. For AP Chemistry, I'm going to predict for 5 because I feel like I did pretty good on the test, but in chemistry sometimes you mess up without knowing it, which actually happens a lot more than you think, so that might have brought my score down. And the format of these online tests, as you guys know, they're very, different this year, so we didn't have a normal experience. For chemistry, we mostly had to do our studying on our own. The teacher was there to guide us, but it was mostly studying on our own, whereas if we were in class, I'm pretty sure we would have had more direct assignments, whereas just studying on your own. So I'm not sure whether me studying by myself helped me or hindered me. So that's the thing. Next is AP Psychology. In AP Psychology, I think I'm gonna get a 5 because that class was never really hard, and it wasn't really hard for me or anybody that I really knew in that class because it was mostly just memorization and just a little bit of application. And the teacher also taught pretty well, so I don't think there's a concern there. I think I'll get a 5. Next is AP US History. So for this one, I've heard different things from people. This class, apparently, the level of difficulty when you're taking the course in school varies on the teacher a little bit. My teacher is pretty easy. He taught well and fun and didn't really make it boring, which is good, like a regular history class. And the good thing about the AP US History test is that since it's only 45 minutes and it's like 1 DBQ, which is just like 1 essay, I only have to focus on doing the DBQ. So I won't have to focus on the other sections like the multiple choice, the SAQ, or the LEQ, which I have to spend time for those as well. I'm only doing the DBQ, so I can just practice write those and not have to worry about the others. So I think I'll get a 5 on that. Although I heard in previous years, it's pretty hard to get a 5, but yet again, we're in the coronavirus time, so nothing's really known. And finally, there's AP Environmental Science. For this one, I self-studied it, meaning I didn't have a teacher to guide me. But the good thing about doing all this distance learning is that college would, put out those videos for each course to study for the AP exam. So I could just watch those videos for APES and learn it like that. So, I had the videos and I was looking at the review book and I'm like, wow, the videos covered a lot that the review book didn't cover. So I guess it's good that they brought the videos because otherwise I would have been in trouble. It was mostly something I did for just for kicks because I kind of wanted to do AP Environmental Science, but I didn't have room in my schedule for the future years, so I just wanted to self-study it now. And I heard it's not too terribly difficult. But once again, we're in this whole different testing scenario due to COVID. So, if I'm going to predict, either I'll get maybe a 4 or, if I really failed a 2. Those are my predictions. AP Chemistry, I predicted a 5. AP Psychology, I predicted a 5. AP US History, I predicted a 5. And AP Environmental Science, maybe a 4 or a 2. That's my guess. But let's get into the scores. All right, so it's time to view the scores. I'm going to try to see if I can scroll to the top when I click this, if I can fit like 1 test or 2 on the top so I can react individually to them. So let's look at the scores. All right, wow, that is certainly not what I expected. All right, so chemistry is a 4, which is, I thought I would have gotten a 5. I think that I studied hard. I know I worked hard for chemistry. I studied quite a bit. And, these COVID times make things completely wacky. So the test was completely different than what I've done before in class. And the studying for the exam was different. And so that's all right. The 4 is okay. Although I certainly would have wanted a 5. But of course, there's the subject tests too, and those will be regular. So I can just prove my chem through the subject test. For environmental science, that is very different than what I thought I would get. I guess the score is so different than what I thought I'd get is because I don't have much experience in APES tests because, like I said, the tests this year were way different than any year before. And this year, I also took some of the regular tests, but once again, those are not representative of the test that would be taken this year. So I guess I never really knew what I'd get. But I mean, I guess I studied and did some of the questions, and I guess that's what matters. So that's pretty good. Didn't expect it. Let's scroll down and see what the next one is. I'm not sure. I think it might be in alphabetical order. So I think psychology is next then. Let's scroll. Okay, 5. Well, I'm glad I got a 5. And this one too was pretty easy. It wasn't, a big deal. And certainly, obviously, there was a little bit of pressure during the test of making mistakes because since this is one of the easier tests, if you make a couple mistakes, that might drop you down to a 4. But I'm glad I got a 5. That was pretty expected. Now, the next one down below, U.S. history, that one again is, I've heard people say, oh, there's barely anybody who gets 5s in my class. And then I've heard people say, oh, a 5 and this is a piece of cake. So I guess it's time to look and see what I got. I'm not sure what I got on this. This one could be way different than what I thought. But the test was different this year. Only one question. Okay. All right. Whew. A 5. Okay, that's good. Because after I took this test, I was like, that was probably the easiest DBQ that I did all year long. So you never know what the reader of your exam might think. What if they think, oh, the whole central point of my argument is flawed or something? Like during my essay, I kind of stressed that slavery was, taken by the South. They had no other option, although they did have a choice in a way to incorporate slavery. So I wasn't sure if somebody would say, oh no, slavery was a choice. You shouldn't have said that they had to take it or they were left with no other option. And then they could have disproved many of my points in the essay, which that would have brought my score down below quite a bit. But I guess not. So that works out well. Well, overall, these scores are okay for my first year taking the exams. Next year, I hope that things will return to normal because there's plenty of practice tests available for the regular exams. And I sure would like those exams to return because I can study for them clearly and knowing exactly what will be on the exam, the format of the questions. These exams were a little bit different, but I guess the scores turned out pretty okay. So that's good. And that's it, yeah. Like the video if you liked what you saw. Subscribe to the channel. I know this isn't like one of the regular videos that I do, but I just wanted to put it out there for those who are, into AP exams, or maybe you're taking one yourself or you're going to take one in the future. Yeah, you can always subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, of course, the bell icon, and to be the first to receive new content and to get push notifications on your device when a new video comes. Anyways, until next time, see you later.